Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Louise, one of the co-founders of Impact Central, and I'm delighted to be welcomed here by Rob, and Rob is the CEO of Toast Ale. So, first of all, we're all about purpose-driven businesses here at Impact Central, and you're a little bit further along in the journey, so you've been going for some time. How did it all start?
Thanks so much for having me. Do just get stuck in. We're going to do a formal tasting in sort of like 5 minutes or so. But you don't want to hear us talking about beer and having beer in front of you and then being shy to drink it. So do just get stuck in. Enjoy some of that lager. We got started 6 years ago. Three of us, myself, Louisa, Tristram. Tristram had the bright idea. He's a food waste campaigner, advocate, and basically found out you could brew beer using yesterday's bread. And he's very charismatic and charming, and he kind of said, let's get wasted on waste. And I was like, yes, let's do that. I need to know,
how the flip did you decide you could brew beer from bread? Like, how did that happen?
So this is thousands of years old. So I guess the circular economy is kind of the new modern sexy thing, but the circular economy has often been common sense for millennia, and in beer production that has been the case. So local bakeries, local breweries would partner up. Most of the alcohol industry has been born out of just preserving the calorific value of food. And so when food would naturally waste or stale like bread, you would convert it into alcohol, you'd ferment it, and that would give you some longevity and a lovely, tasty byproduct. During the Industrial Revolution, that all kind of ended, and we're trying to bring that back into the mainstream and make sure that we can tackle a really important issue in quite a delicious way.
Brilliant. So there's lots of dynamics have created really unhealthy systems that are no longer really working for people and the planet, and we've seen that this evening already, and we will continue to learn more about that. And we're working obviously with incredible founders that are doing something actively about that. I love a guy that says the best way to save the world is to throw a better party, and that's one of your lines. Can you tell us a wee bit more kind of how that came about?
Yeah. So I guess our whole business has really been built on 4 core principles. And so first and foremost, tasty beer. You can sell a beer on a cuddly story, but no one comes back for a second or a third. Talking of unhealthy environments. But obviously we're going to save the world by drinking our way through this issue. But that has to be a tasty solution. And so number 2, we're trying to eliminate commercial bread waste. And so we do that by open sourcing what we do. And we've had about 80,000 downloads of our recipe. And then I'm coming on to your question, I promise. Because the third thing we do is we're trying to communicate about this really important issue of food waste, but in a fun and hopefully engaging way, and not trying to be too righteous, too holier than thou. Over 1 billion tons of food goes to waste every single year. Over 1/3 of the food that we produce is wasted. The food industry has by far the biggest impact on the environment, and we all think it's just the energy industry or just the transportation industry, but we cause a lot of deforestation, we use a lot of energy, we use a lot of the transport for our food and drink, and it's just a really inefficient system. And I guess I got a little bit on my high horse there, but we try to communicate all of that in a fun way and through a beer and, over a pint in a pub, and it's just quite a nice way to communicate an important issue.
Cool. And I mean, we're all hit up with so many messages from various different media outlets all the time telling us do this, do that. It's often helpful if we have very simple instructions to tell us what we need to do. So what can we do to support the more systemic issues that you are talking about? I saw something on your website about you've got this cool...
We do, yeah. I think everyone's expecting me to say drink beer, aren't they? So there is more you can do. There are onion layers to toast. One, write to your local MP. We've got a thing on our website where you can do that. And by supporting Toast, but also just supporting these amazing businesses as well. We're just very much advocates for supporting the whole social enterprise community. We're a very proud B Corp. We were the first ever B Corp. We believe that you can really vote, first B Corp beer company. We really believe you should vote with your wallet when it comes to sustainable choices, which also isn't wasted on us. I guess we're very realistic about the fact that it sounds almost like an oxymoron to have a solution to environmentalism with a consumer good, because consumerism is often the issue. So we do also actively encourage everyone to go and homebrew. So if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, you don't want to just write to your MP, or you don't just want to go and buy our beer, just go and homebrew. That would be the most sustainable way you could do it. And go to your local bakery, get their surplus bread, and brew some really delicious beer. You just need some saucepans. It's really easy.
How do we do that?
So I mean, it will take me a little bit longer than the beer tasting, but literally you get a saucepan, hot water, barley, like I'm making a very wet
But where do we
porridge.
get the recipe?
Oh yeah, just toastale.com.
Okay, cool. Helpful, thank you.
I was about to go for the whole thing.